Getting close to the end. He didn't hold back. He reprimanded his genes and activated them, even at the expense of snapping his muscles. A swift swipe down from above was easily dodged. Moving as quickly as Barreau, Science suddenly crouched low on the floor. I rested my sword up in front of my face to brace for the impact. Instead, a powerful kick from below hit me, causing me to nearly drop my sword. He did a turning kick with his left leg, acting as a pivot to change directions. So cool. He's so cool. The force of the impact to my stomach made sparks scatter across my field of vision. I somehow retained my consciousness after slamming hard into the wall and landing on the floor. I quickly moved from my spot to evade his swift attacks. With an eerie smile, his kick slammed into the wall, creating a huge gaping hole. He's destroying his work area. I quickly retaliated by swinging my sword, but he dodged it with barely a nick. He's so strong. Not only was he agile, he also recovered at an incredibly quick speed. Since my weapon was a sword, I could end the battle if I could just land a hit, but it was surprisingly difficult. He either barely dodged my sword, or used his iron-plated shoe to block my blade before retaliating with a kick. So you thought I was just some run-of-the-mill scientist? Don't underestimate me, Karun. Never just a scientist. My shoulders are like stiff. His deadly kicks that could easily crush my bones kept coming to me in a flurry. Nick flurry. I'm hungry. I'm not underestimating you. You're just a lot stronger than I thought. I tried to move faster than usual, so he wouldn't keep getting the upper hand. We continued the battle with no end in sight. Dodge, strike, slash, collide. Some of the devices were being destroyed, all in the name of landing that one blow. Wasn't that bad? Let me ask you, Karun. Are you seriously going to destroy the salvation prepared just for her sake? Yes. His question came in the heat of the battle. Of course. I'll destroy your plan completely. I don't care if the people hate me as a demon that stole their last hope. Can a man so innately good like you bear the guilt from those sins? I don't plan to bear anything. I just live with the fact that I'm going to die eventually. It sounds as if you want me to turn you into the first survivor to retain his sense of love, while removing that burn from your face.
慎んで遠慮します。
I actually have an attachment to this burn since she kissed it. So I have to refuse your offer.
あと俺が愛し愛されたいのはセレスだけ。彼女への思いが消えた肉体なんていりませんよ。
I'd hate to forget that kind of stuff. It'd be kind of a sad life. Oh, Wind. The only person I want to love and be loved by is Ceres. I don't want a body that's forgotten my affection for her. How foolish.
じゃあ今度はこっちが質問すれば。
Now it's my turn to do questioning. I blocked his kick from above.
なぜ土地の毒素という呪いの単純な正体にあなたのような天才や国民の誰もが気づかなかったのか。
Why couldn't a genius like you or the other citizens figure out the simple fact that the curse was caused by toxins in the soil?
それは
He's like, I have no excuse. That's...
他国の人間のサンプルがなければ自分たちを構成する遺伝子そのものが異常だと気づくことは確かにできない。
Skinny. I know it's close to impossible to notice something wrong with our genes without a sample from a person outside of the country.
きっと俺たち漂流者の血筋も代を重ねるごとに薄まっていたし、それは仕方ないと思う。でも
And my family's bloodline through the drifter slowly thinned with each generation. So there wasn't much to work off, but
漂流者は確かに主張した。延命技術ばかりに取りつかれず、自分たちの命を支える自然についても学ぶべきだと。
the drifter made it very clear that we should learn other subjects rather than focus strictly on how to extend our longevity.
それは彼なりの自分の第二の故郷となったこの国への慈悲だったんだろう。でも
That was his way of showing compassion to this country that became his second home.
本を譲り受けたあなたの祖父はその話を伝え聞いたはずのあなたは
Your
それを一周し調べようともしなかった。
Your grandfather got the book from him. And you didn't even bother to consider what else was said. Even as we exchanged blows, I continued to pit my words against him at the cost of losing air.
全てを知る漂流者と俺の祖先たちはなぜ真実を打ち明け協力しなかったと思う。
It would have all been solved sooner if they had joined. Yeah, well. Why didn't Drifter and my family join hands with your family to try to uncover the truth? It was because
この国の歪んだ生への執着、
this country's warped attachment to life.
研究に取りつかれた者たちに外からの人間として実験体にされることを恐れたからだ。
My family saw it and feared being experimented on by those obsessed with research. The Drifter, who knew that a genius by the name of Cyan was born, decided to go into hiding and give up saving lives of others. His mission and the knowledge of botany he left were his way of showing compassion. It was true that science research and experiments saved people. Without his invention, my parents wouldn't have revived as relivers and conceived me. And I appreciated him for that, but the fact that he couldn't uncover the truth behind the curse did something to his mind.
いつまで思考を停滞させている。自分が万能ではない人に落ちたことを自覚しろ。
How much longer are you gonna be stuck? Just accept the fact that you're an ordinary person.
毒素の消滅を図るでもなく、特効薬の製作を志すでもなく、彼女の能力に頼ると決めた時点で
It's gonna be a learning curve for him. You didn't think of purging the toxins. You didn't think of creating an antidote. Instead, you only thought of relying on her.
あなたは他者の助けがなければ呪いに抗えないと自分から公言したも同然なんだ
That was the moment he made it clear that you can't fight the curse without the help of others. He needed a change from a god to a human. He had faith in his Reliver technology and believed humans reigned supreme. The people of this country, included the scientist, saw the place as the entire world. The power of friendship! Right now, there is no friendship going on between them. Hello, Kenji. And we accepted it as fact. It was my fault for not making him realize this sooner, for not befriending him. How you doing? But it was too late.
生命として対等な立場になった以上一方的に犠牲を強いる権利なんてあなたにはない
Oh, well, yeah. Well, good. I'm fine with that. But good to hear from you. Since you're no different from anyone else, you don't have the right to force others to sacrifice their lives for you. It was true that sacrificing her was the fastest route to saving everyone. But all he needed to do was say one thing to change everything. Just one measly thing.
助けてくれとその一言がどうして口にできないんだ
Because pride. Why didn't you ask for help? Why couldn't you say that one word? Help! I swung my sword down as he faltered.
ただの人間に落ちただとこの俺が
I'm an ordinary human? You're saying that to me. He held up the palm of his hand. My blade dug deep into his flesh.
訂正しろ
Take that back. His eyes beyond my blade suddenly showed flames within. You know, so much for this whole emotion thing, Sign. It was an emotion that he was supposed to have rid himself of.
訂正しろそんな事実認めてたまるものか
Take that back! I refuse to accept it as reality. Literally. His perfect self had quickly crumbled away at my words. He didn't notice that his statement was proof that he really was human. It was a roar filled with rage and malice. He didn't stop, even with blood streaming from his body. His attacks weren't as refined as before. He unleashed his attacks blindly, with no guarding or evading in between. My vision was painted in red, as his rage triggered the same emotion inside me.
ふざけるなよ怒りたいのはこっちの方だ
Damn it. I'm the one who's angry.
彼女を害しことごとく大切なものを奪ったあなたを俺は絶対に許さない
You harmed her and took away what was precious to us. I won't ever forgive you! Anger versus anger. Cyan completely lost his calm and let his emotions drive him. We both unleashed our strongest blows and were both knocked back from the impact. He then drew out a dagger to ensure that he could take my life. In response, I repositioned my sword to end the fight.
認めるものか。
I refused to accept it.
俺はこの世界を俯瞰する者として一人で全てを救ってみせる。
I will save everyone and everything as an observer of this world.
認めるものか。
I won't accept it either.
彼女はお前が神を気取るための生贄なんかじゃない。
She isn't a sacrifice. And you're not some god. But the Church of Sacrifice. There was none. They rushed forward to finally end this. And then everything just explodes. We pointed our blades at each other as we lunged toward each other with all our might. My blade didn't hit. He dodged my sword, and in turn, his dagger grazed my temple. His blade hit, but not enough to take my life.
まだだ。
Not yet. The last besiegers his sanity. In the midst of his rage, were pushing Cyan to fight. But it wasn't over yet. As the man he faced didn't feel pain, even with his open wound. Cyan quickly kicked up to finish the battle, expecting his bleeding opponent to aim low. Ouch! He opened his eyes in disbelief. Yves was in front of him, with his face twisted as if he was actually feeling pain. He pulled his body back from the surge of pain, which made him evade Cyan's powerful kick. What? Yves grinned, seeing Cyan surprised. Oh, CG! My body felt like it was going to split in two. I reeled backwards, about to fall, but felt as though someone was holding me up from behind.
ありがとう。
Thank you. I stumbled forward a bit, tightening my grip on my sword.
痛みなんて本当はとっくに戻っていた。
I regained my sense of pain a good while ago. This is a sweet moment. It was the moment I fell in love with her. The pain I felt back then wrenched my heart, yet was strangely soothing at the same time. I wanted more.
俺は彼女にもっともっとこの胸の痛みを教えてほしい。
I want her. I want her to teach me more about this pain I feel in my heart. I was sure I could inflict the same pain onto her too. That's... Doesn't sound like a good thing, but I understand what he means. Just remembering her smiling was transforming my rage into sheer love. I let the mask blow off my face, and in that moment I unleashed my final strike.
あなたは真実の究明をとっくに自分から放棄していた。今さら譲れと言われても断る。
You abandoned your search for the truth a long time ago. You don't deserve to have her.
リコリスの化身たる彼女は
If she really is the Lycoris incarnate,
生まれ落ちたその瞬間から守護者たるこのイブの味のものだ。
from the moment she was born, she has belonged to the guardian of the Lycoris, Yves Niorsh. That's kind of a cool CG. Cyan's lopped arm fell onto the floor. I mean, you can't just make a new body.
まさに言葉通り
Suppose you kept your word.
剣を持って俺に言うことを聞かせるとは
You used your sword to teach me a lesson. Cyan fell to his knees as blood poured out of the base of his severed arm.
今すぐ実験を中止してください。
Please terminate the experiment now. Despite being heavily tired and worn himself, Yves somehow pointed his sword to Cyan's neck.
バックアップがあるのだから憂さ晴らしに殺せばいいもの
I've already backed up my data, so quell your anger through my death if you must.
自分を悪魔だと称しつつお前は爪が甘い
For someone calling himself a demon, you certainly are soft. And
そんな甘い男に敗北した俺が不感謝を名乗れるはずもなしか
how can I call myself an observer after losing to some lovelorn human like you? His flaming rage had disappeared. With a deep sigh, Cyan began to control the displayed screen with his remaining hand. Freedom! The pain crawling across my skin disappeared. The geometric light inside of the capsule also dimmed.
処理は中断ロックも解除したあとは好きにしろこれ以上俺をお前らの血話喧嘩に巻き込むな
I terminated the progress and unlocked it. You're free to do what you want, but don't drag me into your emotional mess.
自分から巻き込まれたの間違いじゃないですか。
He's not 100% wrong. If I'm not mistaken, didn't you sort of get yourself involved in this mess? Cyan sighed again and shooed Yves away as if he didn't want to be bothered anymore. He's going to take a nap now. Yves chuckled and sheathed his sword, then boldly walked toward me through the blood splattered on the floor.
お待たせ。帰ろう、セレス。アドルフも迎えに行ってあげないと。
Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's go home, Ceres. We need to go and get Adolf too. You know, his cold dead body. But at least we can give him a proper burial. Yves forcefully opened the capsule and outstretched his hand to me. He was waiting for me to step out on my own free will. He was badly hurt. He lost everything he had and came here for the sake of having me by his side. But I didn't have the right to be by his side, to receive anyone's love. Ah. Out from my pocket fell a licorice hairpin he gave me. It fell right next to my foot. I picked it up and looked down at it. This was the licorice in its natural form, unpoisoned by the toxins. Perhaps his grandfather held on to the hope that the licorices in this country would return to their original form. And designed this hairpin to reflect that hope. But taking Yves' hand would destroy that dream. In fact, I may bring more misfortune to the people, even one day take his life. But if Yves was in my position, what would he say? Even if he died, whether he lived or died, he would want to be with me. What a ridiculous thing for me to make such an excuse. To wish for life after everything that happened.
おいで、セレス。
Come, Ceres. Yves was smiling at me in support of my ridiculous idea. Can I really take his hand? Even if I have to suffer, can I still live? I took a step forward toward his hand beyond the capsule. I reached out to grasp. And here comes despair. Of course, naturally. I stopped, hearing the sound of the alarm. And then... Ah! My licorice Neoch genes, which had been inactive, suddenly began to burn my blood. Ow! I instinctively pulled back my hand, embracing my body, trembling in pain. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts! My skin, my blood, my heart, and my eyes. It felt like some other being inside me was trying to break free.
シアンさん、これは一体。
Sian, what's happening to her?
こっちが聞きたいぐらいだ。今調べてるから静かにしろ。
I'd like to know myself. Be quiet and let me check.
これはシステムの暴走。今になってなぜ？
The system is out of control. But why now? Yves tried to pull open the door of the capsule, but for some reason, it wouldn't budge.
セレス、そこから出るんだ、セレス。
Ceres, get out of there! Ceres! I hope I wasn't too loud. I couldn't hear what he was saying. The pain surging through my body had taken over my senses. Yeah! I could tell from the pain that this was part of his experiments. The genetic modification that was supposed to take place over several hours was happening right now, at this very moment. A bloom. in the middle of my chest. I could feel a black flower bloom inside me. Here come the toxins. The invisible toxins that were inside me appeared in form of a black mist and filled the air. It was like the same nightmare of crimson explosions that occurred before. After being thrown out of the capsule upon its destruction, I finally came to. I looked around to find myself surrounded by the flames from that day. The toxins inside me did this? Wait, where's Yves? Found his hand. I carefully looked around the capsule. I found Yves a distance away, covered in ash and knocked out cold. Fortunately, the flames hadn't reached him yet. Yves! I dashed toward him, knowing that we didn't have much time left. Yves, wake up! I lifted him up, called his name, when suddenly... From Yves' mouth spewed forth blood as black as mud. Huh? Seeing the color of his blood made me tremble, which in turn increased the black mist coming out of my body. In response, Yves spit out even more blood. Could this be...
そいつから離れろ、娘。
Move away from him.
お前の能力が暴走し、体内で増幅された毒素が排出されている。
Your power is running wild now, and emitting the toxins that were intensified inside your body.
そのままではクルーンの染色体が一瞬で毒素に染まって死ぬぞ。
At this rate, Karun's chromosomes will absorb the toxins from you, leading to his death. I somehow lifted his body slightly up from the floor, to drag him behind me so that I could keep him away from the fire. But even when I stepped away to give him space, he seemed to get even worse. Yves! Yves' body twitched unnaturally, and he began panting at an alarming rate. Cyan! How can we stop the toxins from affecting him? Cyan?
無理だ。
We can't. It's impossible. Huh?
ありもしない特効薬、あるいは毒素への抗体をすぐにでも摂取しない限りな。
Unless he has the proper antibodies. Or ultimately takes an antidote that doesn't exist.
今のお前は近づくものすべてを数分もせず死へと誘う。
What I do know is that you're now able to bring death to anyone you approach within minutes.
最強最悪の死神と化した。
You're now death by all definitions.
自死はやめておけ。解放された毒素が一気にセルネボル全体を包み込む。
Don't even think about committing suicide. The moment you do that, the toxins you release will spread throughout Cernaval. No. Finally. I finally gained the courage I needed to reach out and take Yves' hand. Place is gonna fall down. The rumbling around us warned that the destruction of the laboratory was imminent. Yves. That's right. Yves. I can't let Yves die. I need to move away from him. I could never reach out and hold his hand ever again. The despair of not being able to live or die had taken everything away from me. The ground crumbled beneath me. Perhaps my wish finally reached the heavens. My body slowly fell into the dark abyss. Plop. Where am I? It was so dark. I had no idea where I was. I ran through the vast underground tunnel before the toxins inside me could spread any further. When I was little, I always enjoyed spending time listening to my grandpa tell me this love story about death that was told only within my family. You really like the story, don't you? Yeah, it's the best love story ever. I love how the flowers are all over the country because of that pretty girl. I bet death was really sweet and romantic. I want to fall in love like that one day.
そうか。だが私はもう疲れてしまったよ。
I see. Well, I'm a little tired today.
咲かせても咲かせても。人々はこの花を忌避し、王族は我らへの迫害をやめない。
We plant and grow them over and over again. But the people of this land and the royal family continue to treat us with scorn.
息子夫婦。お前の両親もこの使命を気味悪がり、後を継ぐことを拒否した。
Your parents also saw our mission as strange and inauspicious, so they refused to accept the responsibility.
こんなことを続けて、一体何の意味があるのか。
Makes me wonder sometimes what meaning there is in keeping to our mission.
なら、俺が次の守護者になるよ。
Then I'll be the next guardian.
え？
俺、リコリスのワージュ好きだもん。だからじいさまはもうゆっくりお休みしていいよ。
I love the licorice Neoshes. So you can rest all you want, Grandpa.
じいさまや父さまたちの代わりに、俺がこの子たちをいっぱい愛するから。
I'll make sure I love every one of them, as much as you and Dad combined.
イブ、お前。
Yves.
けど、その代わりに、俺が立派な守護者になったら。
Oh, but if I can become a really good guardian, then... I said there was a dream I wanted to fulfill. I spoke to Grandpa with gleaming eyes when I vowed I'd be the next guardian. That memory disappeared from my mind, along with the pain from those flames, but... What did I say? What did I say to my grandpa back then? Pressure on my chest slowly made my heart beat again.
起きたか。片腕での救命処置でもなんとかなるものだ。
Kind of impressive. Finally awake. I suppose one can be resuscitated by a single arm. The person I was fighting earlier was sighing with relief, with his hand on my chest. I was about to ask him what he was doing. Yeah, the places. And that. Pain returned to my body to tell me to stay still. What in the world happened? I was trying to save Ceres, and now I was on the floor? I jumped up upon finally recalling the scene just before I lost consciousness. She finally regained the will and confidence to live, and reached out to hold my hand, but she was no longer around. All that was left were piles of rubble, and the reddish-black flames that once burned me.
探しても無駄だ。あの娘なら一人で死ねる場所を探して出て行った。
It's no use looking for her. She left on her own to find a place to die.
なんでそんな。
Why? Seeing me flustered and in confusion, Sign explained to me in brief about the worst that happened to her. I only now noticed. I should have recovered already, but my body was too heavy for me to breathe.
毒素の暴走。じゃあ今の彼女には。
She can't control the toxins? So what if I go near her?
近づくだけで死ぬだろうな。染色体の汚染が進んでいるお前など数分も持たん。
You'll probably die. Considering the fact that your chromosomes are already tainted, you probably won't last minutes.
そうですか。なら早く彼女に追いつかないと。
I see. Then I need to go after her now. I finally came to and stood up. My vision was blurred, and I still felt dizzy, probably from the toxins I absorbed.
少しぐらいはためらったらどうだ。
I'm surprised you're so willing.
いやここまで来たらもう意地しかないです。何があっても彼女の元へ行きますよ。
Well, I guess it's just me being stubborn. I'll get her, no matter what. I won't let her escape from me.
そうか。ならさっさと行け。
I see. Well, get out of here then. He shooed me away as if I was a burden. So I turned my back to him and headed to the gaping hole, where she apparently fell. But before I jumped down,
シアンさん、負けたにしても協力的すぎませんか？死にかけてた俺の救命措置までして。
Sian, you're a lot more helpful than I thought, even if you lost. You even brought me back to life.
初めて会った時からなんだかやたらと融通が利くのが気になってたんですか？
Ever since we first met, it bothered me how you even went out of your way to help us. But why?
お前の祖父は俺の協力者だった。
Your grandfather helped me.
リライバーのメモリーを構築する薬品の中にはリコリスの根の成分が含まれている。
The drug I used to build each reliver's memory, using components extracted from licorice bulbs.
もっともお前が跡継ぎになった途端、非人道的な実験には協力させたくないと義理として延命を拒み離反したが。
Immediately after you took his place, he turned his back on me, saying he didn't want any part of my inhuman experiments.
だから奴の孫であるお前がどういう人間なのか多少なりとも興味があった。
Which is why I was curious as to who his grandson was. Who you were as his successor. Grandpa did that for me?
それに前にも語っただろう。俺の主食はパンだと。
Yes, we know that. I also said this before. But bread is the main food I consume. It's not healthy. The bread is good, but it's not healthy. Honey, you need to eat something else. Baguettes all day, every day.
お前たちノワージュ家はこの国に麦をはじめとした食用植物を栽培し供給を安定させた家系。
The Niorch family planted and grew a variety of produce, including wheat, for this country, which resolved our food storage supplies problem. Back in those days, the only thing the people of this country thought of was how to survive, which meant that they ate whatever they could possibly get their hands on.
お前たちノワージュ家がいなければ俺はリライバー技術を開発する前に餓死していただろ
う。Without the Niorch family, I would have died from starvation before I could ever develop my reliver technology.
その数十年越しの借りを返したまでのことだ。
So I'm merely repaying my debt to the family heir.
おっと。
Whoa! Cyan tossed me a small vial of medicine, as I stood there in a stupor from his explanation.
これは
What's this?
遺伝子の活性化を一時的に抑え込む薬だ。俺も考えなしではないのでな。万が一に備え、一応用意しておいた。
I contemporarily suppress genetic activity when administered. I prepared it for my own use in case things went awry.
これを飲ませればあいつは一時的になら元の状態に戻るはずだ。
Give that to her, and she should be able to return to her normal state for a while.
もっとも、飲ませる以前に今のお前は近づくだけで死ぬだろうが。
Of course, with how you are now, you'll likely die before you're able to give her that medicine.
そんなことやってみないとわかりませんよね。
But we won't know until I try, right? I put the vial in my pocket and moved toward the crumbling rim of the gaping hole.
それじゃお礼は言いませんからね、シアンさん。
Well, I'll be going. I won't give you my thanks, Ian.
お互い生き残れたな。アドルフたちの墓に頭を下げて謝ってもらいますね。
If you both make it out alive, I'll have you go to Adolf and everyone's grave, so you can apologize to them. I smile with a touch of sarcasm as I jump into the hole that would lead me to the unknown floor below. That bastard.
この状況で俺に生き残れというのか。バックアップデータごと壊れてもおかしくない状況だぞ。
He's telling me to survive? I'm already at risk of losing my backup data too.
ほんと、そのまま死んでしまえばいいのに。
Oh. Really, if only you died. What is she doing here?
あなたがセレスを治療できる唯一の男でなければ、とっくに見捨てていたわ。
I would have turned my back on you long ago if you weren't the only person who could cure Ceres.
お前か。可愛い息子を殺した罪人に何の用だ？
You. So what brings you to the criminal who killed your dear son? Interesting.
わかっているくせに嫌味な男ね。いつかその命で償ってもらうから、覚悟しておきなさい。
You sure know how to irritate me. I will make sure you pay with your life one day. So enjoy what little time you have left. But why is she here? What about Nadia? She's supposed to be watching Nadia. Run, run, run. The black mist that only I could see slowly entered the world with each breath I took. I finally arrived at the field of Lycoris, Neorges, that held the fond memories I made with Yves. I had to admit, I was surprised that this strange underground waterway led me to here. I need to die as soon as possible. It should be okay for me to die out here in the open. I went to the center of the field to look for something I could kill myself with. Knowing Yves, he would keep his word and chase after me no matter what. His beautiful, frightened, straightforward self was what drew me to him and eventually made me fall in love with him. Which is why I needed to kill myself. Or... My vision shook from shock. Unable to bear the pain, I fell to the ground. Ugh. My toxic blackened blood slowly dripped down my face.
こんなところにいやがったのか、死神め。今度は災いの花を使って何をするつもりだ。
There you are, Death. What are you planning to do with the flowers of misfortune?
こいつを殺せば死神の呪いが解けるのよね。王族が公表していたわ。
No, if you kill her, it's just gonna emit all the toxins. Everyone's gonna die. Be like a mini bomb of toxic gas exploding, covering the whole country. Or a lot of surface area, at least. We can lift the curse of death if we kill her. The royal family said so, too. I couldn't really believe the royal family. Royal family is shit.
火をつけろ。距離を保ったまま焼き殺すぞ。
That is a horrible idea. You are about to burn the country. God damn it. Well, this place is about to explode. Wonderful. Okay, great. Burn the place. We'll burn her to death. 20 or so civilians and Royal Guard soldiers were here to kill me. No! The lycorises absorbed toxins in the soil, which meant...
なんだ。風上に立っているはずなのに火が。
What? The wind's not against us, but the fire is! They had it coming, no. The toxins from my body and the toxins from the licorice filled the air. The flammability of the toxins made them quickly burst into flames from the fire they tried to kill me with. The flames swallowed them all whole.
死神の魔術か。
Is this stuff stewing?
エス様、なんとかしておくれよ。
Hey, do something!
任せろ。魔術など術者を直接殺してしまえばすぐに消え。
Are you stupid? Leave it to me. All we need to do is kill Death, and whatever she's doing will end right. Suddenly, the toxins from me and the licorice turned their fangs to the crowd.
なんだ。息が。
What the? I can't breathe.
どうしたんだよ。ふざけてないで。あの娘をとっとと殺し。
What the hell? Stop fooling around and kill that bit.
息ができない。なんで。まだ俺には寿命が。
Can't breathe. I don't want to die. It's okay, Cerez. They deserved it. It was too late. Before I could kill myself, the people, one by one, died from the flames and toxins. I need to die now. I heard a beautiful sound that mismatched the crimson scenery. I looked at my hand and discovered a shard that reminded me of glass. It seemed as if a shattered piece from the capsule fell into my pocket upon the explosion. Sensing this was the only means left, I grabbed the shard, which bit into my flesh, and pointed the sharp end at my throat. My hand shook as I tried to push the shard through my skin, but I had little strength. Why? I wasn't shaking when I was ready to die back then. I just needed to push it in a bit more. That was all I needed to do. Ah! The image of Yves with his outstretched hand came to mind as the pain intensified. I want to die. But I'm too scared to die. Did he implant the fear of death in me back then? The toxins in the air rode the blowing wind, and with it carried the flames into a swirling tornado. The only other choice left for me now was to wait for the flames to burn me to death when...
セレス、やっと追いついた。
Therese, there you are. I could hear behind the wall of flames a voice that broke my resolve. He was here. The person I loved the most, the person I didn't want to see, came out here for me.
最後にたどり着く場所がここだなんて、やっぱり運命とか感じちゃうよね。
Brings back memories. Of course, all the places I find you. I guess fate likes to play games. A smile broke across his face. He was likely dazed and in a dangerous situation, but still. He appeared to ease my confused state. He had good reason to be scared of the flames around us that destroyed his life.
こんなに燃えたらまたリコリス・ノワージュの上直しかな。
Well,
じいさまに怒られちゃう。
looks like I need to plant more Lycoris neoches once the flames go out. Grandpa's gonna be angry.
そうだ。よかったら君も一緒に。
I know. If you'd like, maybe you can help me? He wobbled toward me in his weakened state. Don't come any closer! I screamed before he could cross the wall of fire. The heat intensified, and I could hear him cry out with fear of the growing flames. I knew it. He must be scared to death now. Even if I told him his scars were beautiful, I couldn't erase the memory of pain and suffering that Yves felt back then. I would make the right choice this time. You're gonna die if you come near me. You must be scared of the flames around us. So please, run away before the flames get you. Even if I take more lives. Yves, I don't want to kill you. A loud slap. I heard a sound of a strong hand striking. Yves slapped his face, covered in sweat, with both his hands. He scolded himself by applying paint to his cheeks to snap himself out of his fear.
じゃあ死ななければいいんだね。
It's the only thing I need to worry about is not dying, right? Ooh. Flames that burned the skin when touched. A toxic mist that killed people from the inside. Yves Niosh slowly took a step through the dangers. Then another step closer to me. He walked through without a sign of fear. No. Don't do it! Why was he doing this? I heard the others pleas for help. The residents who somehow survived the flames and toxins groveled at Yves' feet.
ごめん。今は彼女を目指すので精一杯だ。
Sorry. My hands are full right now trying to get to her. They don't deserve asking for his help. They all tried to kill him. Shameless. Absolutely shameless. The kind-hearted soul turned his back on their voices. He continued as the flames burned his skin. The toxins in the air were suffocating him. Even so, he continued his trek straight toward me in the middle of the field. He must be in pain and filled with fear. I was sure he wanted to turn his back on me and run with all his might. He could, and no one would blame him. And yet,
お迎えに上がりました。リコリスの姫君。
I've come for you, dear princess of the Lycorices.
どうか俺をいかなる時もそばに。
Please keep me by your side at all times. He still wanted me, despite the flames and the curse. Yves was breathing heavily as he took his last step toward me. I could imagine him extending his hand to me one more time. Must not take his hand. If I was going to end up killing him, I should shake off his loving hand instead. I finally came to that decision, but the hellfire around us quickly reduced his flesh to ash. Huh? In front of my very eyes, I heard the crackling of something burning. My beloved, who tried to extend his hand to me, in a mere instant, turned into a black shadow covered in crimson flames. No. No! That's too late at night to scream. Ah! No, Yves! Yves! With a scream, I quickly reached out to him, seeing him writhe in silent pain. But the toxins coming from me flared into crimson flames to slap my hand back. It was like being burned at the stake. No compassion at all from the roaring flames. The flames that took on the poison of death burned my love into oblivion. Damn. The flames finally dissipated. 10 or so minutes was all I needed. Rain fell from the dark clouds onto the field. My body also took severe burns. I couldn't even stand. My lungs were filled with smoke and were screaming for fresh air. Surrounded by the bodies claimed by those burnt in the field of Lycorices, I used what little strength I had left in my arms to drag myself to the person closest to me. I need to help. I need to save Yves. It was okay. Yves was alive. After all, he never died, no matter what happens. He was a very strong person who said he would always be by my side. He's not living through this one. His sword lay next to him. Without it, I probably couldn't tell who that black mass was in front of me. Yves? He always extended his hand to me kindly and gently. His legs kept him up at all times, never succumbing. He said that he loved me. His beautiful face, his lips that whispered his love to me. All of it was charred from the flames. He was now a smoldering mass of charcoal. His face was unrecognizable, and the lips that spoke the love had completely crumbled away. A gasp. Finally, air flowed into my throat. Apparently, he doesn't have plot armor like Armin did. He was dead. Yves was dead. I killed him. The moment I realized the truth, that's the best you're gonna get out of a scream from me. I wonder if I have a soundproof area. My heart filled with utter despair. My wailing and screaming released the toxins from inside me, spreading into the air. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all because of me. Because I made you love me. I cried and cried. Before a teardrop could reach the charred body of my beloved. The hand extended to me before he perished. I saw that it was still reached out to me. Yes. I see. Yves tried to save me until the very end. His body was engulfed by hellfire. He knew the girl in front of him would kill him, and yet... Going crazy. The despair rising from within me quickly vanished. That thought from my mind. I could feel my heart shatter. How could I have been so wrong? Yves isn't dead. He burned his body with my crimson flames. For me. Just for me. He turned into an existence that defied death just for me. We've gone cuckoo. Yves, you're such a smart person. You're so right. There's no way my curse would affect someone who is already dead. Which means you can't spend eternity with me in this state. Can. Which is probably why your strong soul accepted the flames that came from me. You look wonderful even in your darkness. In fact, you're much more like a Lycoris now than I am. You said to me that you would love me no matter who I was. If so, then it was my turn to love you no matter who you were and what you had become. I held his hand. It raised to my face. His arm began to crumble from the shoulder. But it didn't matter. I gently kissed the back of his hand. Now then, we have no time to waste. I need to find a way to preserve your new beautiful body. She's turning into Jean! She's turning into Jean! God damn it. The crazy has arrived. Oh, and we'll find a place where no one can find us and call it home. Once we found our paradise, you wanted me to kiss you. So I'll kiss your blackened lips until you tell me to stop. You'll stay like this forever. Please be by my side until I die, my dear beloved guardian. And there we go, we got a true despair ending. We turned into Jean. More or less. Great. Wonderful. We're on the same level as Jean and Capucine. My two favorite people. Not really. We've been at this 8 hours. I probably could have fast forwarded a while back, but like I was getting through it. It's a good root story. And I love Yves. He's sweetie. But also, honey, I don't think you're gonna preserve that. That thing is about to crumble. So from my understanding, next would be the, I think it's La Salute ending? Oh, actually, oh, okay, it's not over yet. Oh, okay. This country lost to death. Everyone gave up hope to stay human. The Maiden of Death died in despair. In that smoldering field of black, all alone, regretting that she was ever born. No, no. I couldn't accept this end. I would never accept a world where she died in complete despair. I would. I would find a happy ending. So that she could greet a difference tomorrow.
ようやく私はここまでたどり着いたのだから。
We did finally make it all the way here. Also, Uncle Time Traveler? Question mark? Finally. I finally made it all the way here. Curse. Fate. They will never defeat me. I would give her a tomorrow of hope. Act 3, Last Salute has been unlocked. We finally made it to Act 3. That's crazy. How many weeks have we been at this? Months? Since the game came out, what was that, November? I think it was November, so we've been at this since November. I think it was November. I don't know. Whenever the game came out in English. Yeah, because it was before Christmas. Yeah, I think it was November. So we've been at this since November. We finally reached Act 3. We are more than halfway done with the game. Naturally, next week we will be doing La Salute. I have no idea what La Salute means. If it's referring to Adolf, if it's referring to Yonko, if it's something completely different. I did hear somewhere that La Salute was actually more like a movie. So we'll see if there's any truth to that. But we apparently will find more secrets. More things will be discovered. Oh,
肝心な時にダメだな俺君の涙を拭ってあげたいのにこの手じゃできそうにないや
It's sad.
たどり着けなくてごめん約束
Sorry I made you go
守れなく
crazy.
てごめん
Such a great story. Look at us, kissing our beloved's dead corpse. I mean, not much better than what Lucas did in his despair end. It was just us who was dead in that one. We're basically doing the same thing. So yes, we have officially finished Yves's roots. I believe, if I'm correct, we now have the option of playing the salvation routes. So we can either do Lost Salutes or do a salvation route next week. Probably end up doing Lost Salute and then just do the salvation endings all in one go. Well, not in one go, but like one after the other. Probably take us a couple more weeks, definitely. Yeah, definitely gonna take us a couple more weeks. Months. At least another month, maybe, before we end. Maybe. We'll see. We might end up being able to finish the game by the beginning of March, if we're lucky. But for now, this is where we end. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Bye. Word is dry. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. And hope you join us again next week, naturally. Let me open up my schedule. We have tomorrow a game called Intertwine, an indie game by Crescent Studio. I believe that's like, I don't know, 3 hours, so like 6. Then we have solo leveling and whatever wins on the poll on Twitter. So either Genshin, Valorant, fanfic reading, or jewelry making. I honestly just put Genshin and Valorant here as the choices because, like, I assume those would get the most votes. But last I checked, fanfic reading seemed to be winning, so we might end up doing that. But if you want any one of those, go ahead and go to my Twitter, or X, I hate calling it X, and, you know, vote. It'd be in the pinned comments. Pinned thing. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, time travel Anko. Let's go. I mean, he might be. He might be. Multi-dimensional. I don't know. Explorer of universes. Well, for Ceris's happiness. Eventually we'll find his way into the Marvel universe. Things will get crazy then. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm tired, apparently. Crazy. I'm going crazy too. Ceres, you're not alone. Okay, anyway, yes. Just that one left, I think. As far as I know. As far as I know, all that's left for like another route is DOS loot, unless there's another page. I don't even know what the lost loot is. But yes, there we go. Alright. Well, I am going to, go to bed. My neck hurts. I might get myself, like... Nah, I probably shouldn't. I was gonna say I might get myself something to eat first, but no, it's literally 5:43, so... I can hold on. But thank you for joining me once again. And I hope to see you all again. Either next week, same day, or on one of the other streams. So again, I hope everyone has a great day, morning, noon, night, evening. And I love you all, so I'll see you all again.